We'll be working on questions 19 to 24 now. I'm going to speed it up as fast as I can go because I'm running out of time to do this video. So, what is the volume of a cube whose sides are x minus 3 units long? Well, if you take a cube, pardon my crude drawing, okay? You got a cube, they're telling you that this is x minus 3, and the thing we know about all cubes and all dice, they all have the same sides all the way around. So, this. And now to find the volume of a cube, volume equals length times width times height. So you're going to multiply all three of these together. So that means x minus 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 3. Okay? X minus 3 times x minus 3, that's the box. So you can do the box. Okay? You get x minus 3 here and x minus 3 here. That's why we call it a square, because squares have the same side. Okay? And so you get x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Okay? Look for a like term peanut. And you end up with x squared. Negative 3 and negative 3, they're same sign, so you'll add them. So you get negative 6x, okay, plus 9. And then all of that still, so you did that one, but you still got this guy. He has to multiply also. So we have to do another box, okay? So you do x and negative 3 here. We get x squared minus 6x plus 9 here. Okay, now I'll do purple. X squared times x, or x times x squared, is x to the third, because 2 would come down and 1 would come down, making 3. You get negative 6, and then 1 comes down and 1 comes down, and 1 and 1 make 2 down there. Okay, and then you get positive 9x. Okay, negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. So see how 2 come down, and then they don't have any more to bring down with it. Negative and a negative make a positive 18, and then only one x can come down. And then negative 3 and positive 9 make negative 27. We look for our peanuts. Okay. And remember before when we did a really long one, this peanut didn't line up. But in this case, it does. Okay. So you should get x cubed, negative and a negative there. So you add the numbers. Okay. You get negative 9, because 6 is bigger than it's negative. And then we do not touch the exponents. Then you get the next like term peanut. They're the same sign, so we add 18 plus 9 is 27. Okay? And then you get x. Okay? And then you have negative 27 at the end. Okay? And that is, my friends, what you do. Okay? So we look at this one. It's very similar to what we just did. Notice how you have a polynomial times a polynomial. It's multiplied in the middle, so you do x squared and negative 8 down the side. Then you got x to the third minus 7x squared minus 2. Draw your box. Okay? X squared times x to the third is x to the fifth. X squared times negative x squared is negative 7x squared is negative 7x to the fourth. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. Okay? Negative 8 times x to the third is negative 8x to the third. Negative 8 times negative 7 is positive 56. And then x squared will come down, and negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16. We go through and we try to find our like terms. You look, okay? 3 and 4, they're not like terms. So we're very similar to that one question we did a while back, okay? So you can't combine those, so go the biggest exponent down, okay? Like this. And then we try to check for another like term peanut. And what do you know? These do have like terms. 56 minus 2 is positive 54. X squared. And then plus 16 will come down. Final answer. Okay? Question 21. Simplify. So you look, we're multiplying. There are no exponents on the outside, so this is straight multiplication. What's 5 times 3? So you do 5 times 3. That's 15. And then you have a squared times a to the 7th. When you multiply variables, you add exponents. Okay? And so you get a to the 9th. Very straightforward, very easy. Okay? We see consecutive even integers. So we should know that this is x, x plus 2, x plus 4. Okay? We need 3 of them. That's why I stopped there. Such that the sum of the smallest and twice the second. Okay? The sum of means you're adding two things. Okay? The smallest integer, which is x, and twice, which means 2 times, 2 times, 2 times what? 2 times what? The second, which is this. We're going to do that. Okay? Is means equals 12 more than the third. So the third is x plus 4, and we're going to go 12 more than that. Okay? Sorry for the ugly 2. Now you got some stuff that you can do here, so you need to distribute. Okay? So you get 2x plus 4. Okay? The x and the plus will come down, equals, and then here, notice how you have like terms. So you should get 4 plus 12, which is positive 16, and the x will come down. Now you want to get your like terms together, so you got x and x. So see how these are on the same side? This is x plus 2x. If you have x here plus 2 more, you have 3 x's over there, right? Okay? Plus 4 equals x plus 16. Well, we still have that x way over here to the side, so let's move them. We'll move them over here. Okay? So you get 2 x's plus 4 equals 16. Okay? Because this cancels out. And then you subtract 4 from both sides. That gives me 0. 2x will equal 16 minus 4 is 12. Divide by 2, divide by 2, and x will equal 6. Now, if we go back to the question, we know that x equals 6. Okay? Find the 3 consecutive integers. So that means 6, 8, and 10. Consecutive even integers. And see how those are 6, 8, and 10 are even numbers? Okay? 23. We have this, and we have a subtraction. Remember, when you have subtraction, you want to distribute the subtraction sign, or just change all the signs inside. Positive 3x squared becomes negative 3x squared. Negative 5 becomes positive 5. Okay? And then this all stays the same because it's in the front, and it doesn't have anything out in front to distribute. Okay? And so then you find your like terms. 4x squared minus 3x squared is 1x squared. Okay? Negative 3x's, and there's nothing else to do, so you just bring it down. Okay? And then you have positive 8 and positive 5, same sign, so we add, and you get positive 13. Okay? Byron is 3 years older than Doug. The product of their ages is 40. How old is Doug? Okay? So it says Byron is 3 years older than Doug. Do we know how old Byron is? No. So we'll put a B to represent him. Is means equals. 3 years older than Doug. Well, if you're 3 years older than your sister, you would take your sister's age and you would add 3 to it, right? That's what they're saying here. Take Doug's age, which we don't know. He's now D for Doug. It's like Byron's no longer Byron, he's B, and we're going to add 3 years to it. Okay? And then it says the product. Product, that's one of those vocab words you need to know. It means you need to multiply. We're going to multiply Byron and Doug, and is, this means equals 40. Okay? So B times D equals 40. And then we know that B equals D plus 3. Well, knowing that, we can take D plus 3 and plug it in for B. So we can D plus 3 times D. Now, can I leave it like that? No, because it's all of Byron's age multiplied by all of Doug's age. Okay? So now we have like a distributive property, and it's written kind of funny, but it means the same thing. Okay? I could flip it around and put the D in the front if I'd like. Okay? D times D is D squared, and D times 3 is 3D. Okay? And all that equals 40. Okay? So now this is another one of those ones where you would have to factor. Okay? And I'll show you how to do it just for the sake of interest. When you want to factor, okay, you would subtract 40 from both sides. Okay? And you get D squared plus 3D minus 40 equals 0. Now I'm just letting you know, if you can set it up to look like this, you're doing good. That's all this question's asking you to do. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that it asks how Doug is, because we're not going to ask you a factoring type of question on the test. Okay? I'm just doing this for sheer knowledge of the thing. Okay? So you want to know what will multiply to give you negative 40 and add to give you 3, or subtract in this case. Remember I said subtraction is what operation we're going to do. So we're going to look at 40. You got 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 3 won't, 4 and 10, 5 and 8, and then 6 doesn't go into 40, so 7 doesn't go into 40, so you're at 8. So now you're going to subtract the factors. And if you look, 8 minus 5 equals 3. And so you put 8 minus 5 equals 3. And the bigger number needs to be positive based on this. And so you'd get D plus 8 and D minus 5 equals 0. And then something even further, this would be like unit 6 or 7 down the road, you would learn that 5 is the real answer. Don't ask me why right now, or don't try to figure out why. Don't let that bother you. Just note that if you can get this again, you're doing great. If you know how to set it up based on the words, do that. Okay? So you could stop here on this question. I'm sorry that we got some questions that don't always align to what the test had. This will not be on the test in that fashion. It'll say the sum of their ages, not the product. Okay? And I'm going to keep going. I'll probably just finish out the questions on this because I actually have to go.